The latest in the stalemate over additional stimulus for the economy, the Senate's failure last week to move forward on a $300 billion Republican proposal. Joining us now to talk about whether he thinks we can get a deal before the election, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. Mr. Treasury Secretary, it's good to see you. It was confounding to watch last week, and you know, there's a lot of the public at this point watching what goes on in Washington and scratching their head. Can you describe exactly what happened last week? It seems like there was enough in that bill, even though it wasn't everything that everyone wanted, that it would have been a plus, a net plus for businesses and others. Why didn't the Democrats allow that to move forward? And what is the root of the disagreement between, you know, the Senate Republicans and Democrats on this issue, in your view?
Well, I think the bill clearly had components that are supporting kids and jobs and small businesses. And there's clearly parts of the economy that need more work. And the president and I want to have more support to help those American businesses that have been impacted by this. I think there's many areas of this where there is an agreement between the Democrats and the Republicans. In some of the areas, we do have differences on the amounts. But I will continue to work on this. I've told the Speaker I'm available anytime to negotiate, no conditions. And we look forward. I understand the Problem Solvers is going to put out a bipartisan proposal this afternoon from the House. So I look forward to seeing that as well.
Well, you do seem to be, unlike maybe some of the administration, the rest of the Trump administration, you seem to be able to go back to Speaker Pelosi and I don't know, move beyond ideological differences. But, I mean, are you frustrated that you're throwing out the bathwater with the baby on some of these things? Do you understand where they're coming from and think they have legitimate issues on the other side? Because there's many people, many Americans think, you know, $300 billion is better than nothing, and it looks like we're going to get nothing at this point.
Well, I'm not going to speculate on whether we're going to get something or not. I think there is a compromise if the Speaker is willing to move forward. I am somewhat concerned that she's afraid that any deal will be good for the president, and obviously we have politics that are getting in the way. But let me also just say the Speaker and I will be working on the CR this week, which is obviously a priority for us to make sure that we don't shut down the government.
Okay, that's what I meant by you seem to be able to go back and like, you know, thank you, sir, may I have another? And I just don't understand sometimes how it works. Where do you think the economy stands right now? Would you call it a V shape? Would you call it a Nike swoosh? Would you call it a check mark? We've seen, obviously, you know, the unemployment rate fall below 10%. But is the second derivative slowing without additional help, or is it doing pretty well and we don't even need additional help?
Well, as I've said before, this is an economic scenario that nobody's ever seen, because this is a scenario where we close down the entire U.S. economy to combat this terrible COVID-19. And as we've reopened the economy, you've seen an enormous rebound. So the fact that we're down to 8.4% unemployment, people thought we were going to have as high as 25% unemployment. So clearly we are having a great rebound. We're going to have a very strong third quarter. But there is also clearly areas of the economy, particularly the travel area, entertainment, hotels, small businesses, restaurants, that are going to need more work. And the president and I are going to continue to fight for those parts of the economy.